So what is underwriting anyway? I'm sure you've probably heard that term thrown around, and a lot of people don't really know exactly what it is. So underwriting, in a general sense, is comparing, comparing aspects of one particular thing to a set of guidelines that are set for that particular thing. Whether it's insurance underwriting, any sort of credit underwriting, insurance underwriting for life insurance, like insurance underwriting can take many different facets, but you've got a set guideline, set guidelines for whatever that product is, or whatever the category is that you're trying to do. And then you've got the aspects of whatever that file is. To break it down, make it specific to mortgages, right? Every loan program has a set of guidelines that a loan has to adhere to. Every file is going to have aspects to it that need to meet those guidelines. So what an underwriter is doing is they're looking at all the information that's submitted with a loan file to make sure that your loan application meets the credit standards of the loan program that you're applying to. What actually happens in underwriting is, on the front end, as a loan officer and as a loan originator, we're going to ask for documents that help support the fact that you meet those credit standards. So, for example, they want to see that you have a steady job, right? Steady employment history, consistent and verifiable income, and that you meet the length of employment that's required for a particular loan. Let's say a conventional loan, you're required to be have a 2-year employment history. So we're going to look at your employment history. We're going to verify your employment history through third parties. There's all sorts of data verification services that we use for that. And we're going to look at your income based on what you provide, W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns, and make sure that all that data supports that you meet those credit standards. This goes across every aspect of a file, whether it is the title to that property. There's underwriting handbooks for each one of these programs, and they're pretty dense. I would not expect any customer to read them because they're very boring and very long. The FHA handbook, for example, is like, 480 pages of just FHA lending guidelines, right? And that's why you have me. Like, you don't need to read that stuff. It's dense, and there's no reason for any customer to really read that stuff, because it needs to be interpreted as well within the proper context. But what we're doing in underwriting, we're looking at all your documents. We're making sure that every aspect of your loan meets the standards of the program that you are applying for, and checking to see if anything on those documents throw any sort of red flags.